Hey, good morning. Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. I am joined by Michael Ethington, and I'm so pleased that you're here bright and early. I was worried because of the snow that started coming in yesterday, but you made it. Welcome to the Mountain Morning Show.
Thank
How
you.
are you?
I'm doing well. It's great to be here.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for your time and for joining us and for sharing your talents with me and with our viewers. It means a lot to us because it's something that I would think is, personal at times, putting yourself out there and performing. So we appreciate you being here this morning. Before we get to your music, we're going to touch a little bit on your background, your goals when it comes to your music career, and what got you into it first off. So let's start from there. When did you start playing the piano, or what kind of spiked your interest in music?
Well, it's been quite a while. I started taking piano when I was about 8 years old, and then just kept playing thereafter. I played for probably 5 years or so with a teacher, took lessons for about that long, and then after I just kept playing on my own.
Very cool. And you are from Utah. What city?
I am from Salt Lake City, just
nice.
Born and raised there, and I live in Holiday.
Very cool. So was this a situation where your mom had to pay you or something to practice, or did you just do it
No,
because you
absolutely.
liked it?
I mean, she definitely had to help me
That's
practice in the morning.
ask.
Yeah, we'd set a timer for 30 minutes, and I'd have to be in there playing the piano until I heard the timer go off. So it was.
I can relate to this.
Yeah, so you've been there.
Yeah. But I feel like I felt like I was lucky that I enjoyed playing, and so apparently you did as well, which is why you are where you are today. How did that advance, and when did you decide, I want to write music, I want to perform? When did that come about?
When I served a mission in Montreal, Canada, and as I was there, I had a lot of time to play the same 3 or 4 songs because that's what the congregation always wanted to hear. And after you play, that same song over and over, you tend to switch it up a little bit and change it around, and that's kind of when I started playing with the hymns and just started ad-libbing and adding notes to it, and after a while I just kind of ended up doing a lot of original work with the music. So that was really kind of the starting point of me doing my own thing with the piano, doing my own arrangements and my own original work.
Who are some of your favorite musicians, or where did your inspiration come from? When you heard someone where you're like, I want to sound like them, I want to have that feel to my music, or where did yours come from?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, we just listened to a lot of David Lawns. And we just heard a lot of that kind of music in the house when I was growing up, and so I really took a liking to his music. I got a few of his songbooks. And I just practiced that a lot and played that a lot, and that's kind of the angle that I took on it. It's very similar in style.
Do you have a favorite song of his? I'm curious because I like him as well.
Well, his most popular I know is Christopher's Dream, and that's kind of the one that really took his career in the right direction, and that's one that I always enjoyed playing. But all of his music is really, really good. I've always really enjoyed playing his
wonderful
stuff.
I'd like to touch now on something that came about just recently, a couple years ago. You've been doing this for quite some time now. Lou Gehrig's disease. You discovered that you had this pretty recently in terms of your age. How did you discover you had it?
When I was, several years ago, when I was playing for a group of people one night, I was practicing and playing for them, and my hand just started to clench up into a fist, and I couldn't extend my fingers back out. And as you can imagine, that's really hard to play that way.
As a pianist, you're just like, what's going
when your
on
hand
here?
when it clenched up that way, I didn't know what was going on with it. I thought maybe I just pulled a muscle. And as I tried to work that out, that night I had to stop playing and apologize and leave. And in the next, couple of days, I just thought my hand would come back, but it would just clench up into a fist that same way. And days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, and I just didn't know what was going on. And that kind of started the process of seeking out medical help and trying to figure out a diagnosis for that.
So explain for our viewers, what is Lou Gehrig's disease?
So I have what's called progressive muscular atrophy, and it's a slowly progressive form of Lou Gehrig's disease. It's an autoimmune, or not an autoimmune, it's a disease where your nerves, they slowly die. And the nerves that, that tell your muscles what to do, when your nerves begin to die, then your muscles atrophy. So you start losing the strength and the mobility in your body. And that's kind of how that process goes. It usually starts in a limb, an arm or a leg, and then it kind of progresses. Luckily for me, it's more slowly progressive, so it's not as severe. But over time, you tend to lose some functionality, in your limbs and your muscles.
Michael, what was going through your head when you realized what it is that you had in terms of the fact that you love to play the piano and perform? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, obviously it's a real challenge, as you can imagine, to get that kind of news. It's been difficult, it definitely makes playing a challenge. And usually, I can't play, multiple songs in succession because my hand just, it'll get tired, it's fatigued. And so, I can only play, to a certain extent. And my first album, Believe, it's very fast, it's upbeat, it's kind of loud, and and that's, when I was just discovering the issues with my hand, I was finishing up that CD. And my second CD, Become, it's quite a bit different, the style from that CD and Believe. With Become, it's a little more reverent, a little more quiet, more pensive. It's slower and softer. And that's in large part because my hand, is unable to play what I could play previously. Mm-hmm. So, it's the music's tailored to what my hand is able to do. Mm-hmm. So it's been a challenge, but it's also been a blessing in many respects.
That's amazing that you can say that about this happening. You would have to have a very sure vision, I would think, of what you want to do right now in life and where you want to go with the talents that you have. What keeps you moving forward in that direction? Because I would think that there have been others who have contracted or developed a condition of sorts that have stopped them or allowed it to stop them from doing things that they love. Why not you?
I think that obviously I feel like the Lord has been a big part of the music. I feel like having faith in Him and seeking out His help, in prayer, and just knowing that the music is something that can bless and touch the lives of other people. I think that's really what motivates me to pursue it and to keep going, is that the music is intended to uplift and inspire. And if the music can do that for others, then obviously that's something that I want to pursue, so that they can have that with the music. That definitely is what motivates me to push forward and to do the music so that it might touch the lives of other people for good.
That's beautiful. And speaking of the songwriting process and in getting up there and in performing, what do you enjoy most about it? When you're up there in front of the keyboard and do ideas just come to you? Does it take a while? Because I have to tell you, when I was 10, I think I tried to write something and I was like, this is too hard. I'm just going to play what people like you have already written down. It's easier for me. How is it for you?
For me, it always, when I arrange and compose, it always starts out with prayer. I kneel down and I ask the Lord to inspire me and help me to compose and to arrange music that will be a blessing in the lives of other people. Mm-hmm. And I think that He's helped a lot with that. I feel like it's very inspirational. I feel like when I sit down, it's not me arranging and composing this music. It's in large part because the Lord is blessing me to do it. And He is inspiring me to write it in such a way that will touch the hearts of other people.
Well, Michael, I'm looking forward to hearing you play a couple of times this morning. And so we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, you're going to play a song for us.
Great. Sounds good.
All right. We'll be right back right after this quick break.